Welcome back to the Bible study. My name is Mike Bailey. We are continuing our look at the book of Matthew. And as we look at this part of Matthew, we see Jesus sending out his disciples and sending them out to send the message of the gospel to the world. I think there's a lot to learn. There's a lot for us to grow in. And so let's go ahead and look at what Matthew recorded for us to know today. Jesus called his 12 disciples to him and gave them authority to drive out impure spirits and to heal every disease and sickness. These are the name of the 12 disciples. First, Simon, who is called Peter, and his brother Andrew. James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John. Philip and Bartholomew. Thomas and Matthew the tax collector. James the son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus. Simon the zealot, and Judas Iscariot, who would betray him. And so first we see that Jesus chose 12 unique individuals. And I think this is helpful for all of us to recognize whatever you've had happen in your life, whoever you have become, God can use you. And these 12 guys are a perfect example that God chooses the least likely people to do the greatest things. And so as we look, Jesus has called 12 people from different walks of life, different professions. Matthew, a tax collector, most of them fishermen, a zealot, someone that was committed to the Jewish cause and would have hated Rome. Matthew, a tax collector who would have worked for Rome. And so there's this unique level of seeing what Jesus was looking for. He was looking for obedient followers that would be his disciples that he could train and equip and send out. Starting in verse 5. These 12 Jesus sent out with the following instructions. Do not go among the Gentiles or enter any town of the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep of Israel. As you go, proclaim this message. The kingdom of heaven has come near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse those who have leprosy, drive out demons. Freely you have received, freely give. And so we come back. Matthew is really wanting to focus in on that this book is for his Jewish brothers and sisters. He wants them to know the good news that Jesus is the Messiah. And here he's revealing to us that when Jesus sent the disciples out, he said, look, I want you to reach the Israelites. I want you to reach the Jews first. They're the ones that I am coming from the lineage, God's chosen people. And so I'm sending you out, and not just sending you out with nothing. I'm sending you out with my power, the power to heal, the power to do amazing things. And what was the purpose of that? It was to point to Christ as Messiah and hope for the future. Verse 9, it says this, do not get any gold or silver or copper to take with you in your belts. No bags for the journey, or extra shirts or sandals or staff, for the worker is worth his keep. Whatever town or village you enter, search there for some worthy person and stay at their house until you leave. As you enter the home, give it your greeting. If the home is deserving, let your peace rest on it. If it's not, let your peace return to you. If anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town, shake the dust off your feet. Truly I tell you, it will be more bearable for Sodom and Gomorrah on the days of judgment than for that town. And so Jesus is giving his disciples very clear instructions. He's saying, don't take anything with you. This is a mission that you're worthy of. And if people receive you, they will embrace you and they will take care of you. And that this is a powerful mission. My words are to be spread to my people. And so we continue in verse 16. I'm sending you out like sheep among wolves. Therefore be as shrewd as snakes and innocent as doves. Be on your guard. You will be handed over to the local council and be flogged in the synagogue. On my account you will be brought before governors and kings as witnesses to them and to the Gentiles. But when they arrest you, do not worry about what you're to say or how to say it. At that time you will be given what to say. For it will not be you speaking, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. And so he says, look, don't worry about what you're going to do. I'm going to lead you. My Spirit's going to guide you. And one of the most powerful things about being a follower of Christ is you sense that he's using you and he's speaking through you. And it's not your words, but his words. It's not your actions, but the actions he's given you. And it's a powerful thing to recognize that. And he's wanting his disciples to lean into that truth, not to worry, not to be concerned, because they're going to be in front of leaders and they're going to be able to share the good news of Jesus with the leaders of their day. Brother will betray brother to death, and a father his child. Children will rebel against their parents and have them put to death. You will be hated by everyone because of me, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved. When you are persecuted in one place, flee to another. Truly I tell you, you will not finish going through the town of Israel before the Son of Man comes. The student is not above the teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for students to be like their teacher, and the servants like their master. If the head of the house has been called Beelzebub, how much more will the members of the household? And so Jesus is communicating to them, look, if they're going to do this to me, they're going to do it to you because you're my followers, you're my reflection. And so if you sense persecution in your life, be rejoiceful knowing that you are allowed to be like Christ in that moment and not to be surprised by it, not to be shaken by it, but to find some level of hope in it. Verse 26, so do not be afraid of them, for there is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. What I tell you in the dark, speak in the daylight. What is whispered in your ear, proclaim from the roofs. Do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather, be afraid of the one who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground outside your Father's care. Even the very hairs on your head are numbered, so don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. And Jesus is reiterating, he is defining for us that we are loved, we are cared for. In the midst of challenges and chaos, you have value to him. You are important to him. These are things we need to focus our hearts and minds on, recognizing that we are loved and we are valued by God. Verse 32, whoever acknowledges me before others, I will also acknowledge before my Father in heaven. But those who disown me before others, I will disown before my Father in heaven. Do not suppose that I have come to bring peace to earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemy will be the members of his own household. Anyone who loves their father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Anyone who loves their son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever does not take up their cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. And so Jesus just got done saying how valuable you are to him, that God values you much more than everything else. Out of all creation, mankind is what he values. And he says he wants that type of value in return. He wants us to place him at the very center of who we are as the most important thing. And so when it comes to every relationship, everything in your life, is he number one? Do you value God the way he values you? And then finally, verse 40, anyone who welcomes you welcomes me, and anyone who welcomes me welcomes the one who sent me. Whoever welcomes a prophet as a prophet will receive a prophet's reward, and whoever welcomes a righteous person as a righteous person will receive a righteous person's reward. If anyone gives even a cup of cold water to one of these little ones who is my disciple, truly I tell you that that person will certainly not lose their reward. And so Jesus says, look, I value you. I want you to value me. And when you value people that value me, you will receive a reward. That you will be benefited by loving the people that love God. And so I would encourage you in this study, it's not an easy one. This is a challenging one because we see that Christ brings separation in relationships, separations in groups of people. But that separation is for one reason, because both good and evil cannot coexist. Sin and holiness cannot live together. And so Jesus casts out sin. He receives us by forgiving us our sin, but he casts out that sin nonetheless. And so for us, are we focused on living for the Lord, loving people the way God loves people, loving the people that love God, and knowing that all of this is investing our whole lives in his kingdom, and that the reward and the beauty and the grace and the majesty is yet to be seen. So I hope you're encouraged. I hope that this is uplifting. This part of Matthew can be tough, but it also can be amazing. It can be something that encourages you today. Focus on the goodness of God. Focus on the fact that you can encourage others, and don't worry about the things that are out of your control. Well, I hope this was helpful for you today. I will continue to pray for you. Please continue to pray for me as we continue to grow and mature in our faith. God bless.